Torah Literacy for Children is a program which is designed to give kids the big picture in Jewish knowledge, to show them how the classic sources are organized, and at the same time give them a filing system, a way to retain that knowledge so they can use that broad base of knowledge for all their other learning. Morning. Morning. Our goal in TLC is to tell the kids that what we want to achieve is a standard where they're going to master Torah knowledge. They're not just going to know it, they're not just going to hear it, but they're actually going to master it. What's the source that we should be able to answer a question right away? Vishinantam v'necha, excellent. If someone asks you a question, you should answer immediately, should not hem and ha, as Rashi says. How is it possible that everything you're going to learn, you're going to know so well, you can answer a question right away? You're organized, good. The first thing we do is with the Chumash is create a grid. We actually outline the entire Torah in numbers. How many parshas altogether in the first Chumash? Altogether? 12. In the second?
11, 10, 11.
Good. And we do that in 5 sessions. We create this grid on the board, and step by step, macro to micro, we'll piece together all the key ideas within each parsha so that they're able to see how all 54 parshas of Torah fit together into one overall story. Bereshis deals with?
Bnei Yisrael.
Bnei Yisrael, good. Shmos at the end deals with?
Am Yisrael.
Am Yisrael. Then Parsha 1 is Adam and? And Cain. Parsha 1 is Adam and? Cain. Parsha 2 is? If I tell the kids there are 12 Parshas in Bereshis, 11 in Shmos, and then I ask them, how many Parshas in Bereshis? And they answer 12. How many in Shmos? And they say 11. They feel great. They got the answer. Even though they were just taught the material right there and then, the fact that they now have conquered that material, they know it, let's keep building. We said to go through gold standard would be to go through the entire Chumash in 2 minutes. How long should it take us to go through Bereshis, Shmos, and Vayikra? A minute, right? A minute. Yeah. We have someone who can time. Once the kids have learned the material for that day, we ask the kids, okay, take out the clock. We're going to time the session. See how long it takes you to go through the material.
3, 2, 1, go.
5 books, 50 parshas. How many parshas the first book? 12.
11, 10, 11. Bnei Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Binyan, Yisrael, Shemos, Koidos, Adam Cain, Adam Gabon, Avram, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Yosef,
It's remarkable to see how excited the kids are that they're to time, and it's a great way to get the kids to do review because they're always excited to shave off a few seconds. Can we do it again? Let's shave off a few seconds. Time.
53.
53, yeah. The idea is the kids are really acquiring mastery. They're really learning that it's possible to achieve Vishinantam v'necha. Which Masechtas deal with Karbanos? Good, excellent. Which parsha does Yaakov get the brachas from Yitzchak?
That's in Torah.
In Torah, that is correct. Which parsha does Avram purchase Mars and Machpelah? Chaisar, terrific. Which parsha does Yosef call his brother spy?
In Miketz.
In Miketz. So in 5 sessions, kids are able to go through the first phase of TLC to get a mastery of what's inside all 54 parshas of Torah down by memory. Once they've got that down, the next step is to go deeper and get a more detailed picture of Bereshis and to know what's inside the 91 different paragraphs of Torah by memory.
Bereshis, lights are vegetation, stars and planets, fish and Adam, then the Shabbos day was blessed and sanctified.
For every one, we're going to title the paragraph. We're going to learn summary what's inside each one of the paragraphs. For instance, the light. The first day is about light, what happened on that day.
But Noah found favor in the eyes of Hashem.
What we're going to do is now we're going to go into Mishnayos. So in Shas for kids, what we do is we create an overview of the entire Shas, all the Masechtas, where they fit, how they're grouped together, what the basic idea within each one is, in a way that is easy to review. How many Masechtas deal with distribution of foods? 6. Good. And the last 2 Masechtas that deal with a Koros HaTov. Brachas and Bikurim. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 12 in Shabbos. We all know that in our early years we learned a lot by song. The ABCs was taught to us in song. Other things are taught to us in song. So why not incorporate song more readily into our Torah learning? 7 Masechtas in Nashim, 5 on marriage and 2 on Torah. And that way you take the knowledge, the acquisition, that feeling of empowerment, and you turn it into something which you're not only learning, but you're singing. Tag Gitten Kiddushin.
Usually when we learn Mishnayos in the other classes, it's sort of like boring and we don't really memorize it. Here when we sing the songs, it just sticks in your head because you can memorize it and it's fun.
It gives the boy a feeling that he knows something about Mishnayos, and I think it propels him to want to know more. It's giving them knowledge that many boys older than them don't know and might never know.
Rabbi Goldhar's program is based on a very old concept that we find very often in the Gemara. Simonim, words. Each word symbolized an entire discussion, an entire debate with its thoughts and conclusions. Now, if the Amoraim, who composed the Gemara, the structure of the Gemara as we know it, thought it fit to do this, so should we not want to do the same?
Those children who have gone through this program have a major head start over those who haven't. But the kids have memorized, and the children have memorized, and the knowledge that they've gained over the last 2 years has been absolutely incredible.
With this system, I think we can help build confidence and help the kids feel comfortable with Torah, comfortable with what they've learned, and being able to recall it will allow them hopefully to develop into bigger Talmidei Chachamim.
This class had been exposed to Rabbi Goldhar the year before in the 5th grade. After an entire summer, the boys came back, and as soon as they saw Rabbi Goldhar entering the room, they began singing spontaneously, and they remembered how many parshios and Sefer Bereshis deal with this topic, how many deal with another topic, and then they talked about Shmos and Vayikra, Bamidbar and Devarim. They knew the concepts of the entire Torah just from the memory that Rabbi Goldhar had given them the year before.
There's lots of different types of kids and there's lots of different types of schools. But there's a universal knowledge which I believe every Jewish child should attain. You know, Jewish kids are a hope for the future. I mean, they're the next generation. If they have a positive experience in Jewish learning, then chances are they're going to associate that learning with Jewish life. If they feel like they failed or didn't make the mark, then their experience and sense of Jewish life is not so positive. We need happy, successful, positive kids who see a long-time future in Torah learning and Jewish life ahead of them. And TLC really lays the foundation for that type of future.